What is going on, guys? We have Spider-Man 2099 issue 1. That is so hard to say without saying Spider-Man issue 2099. But yeah, so this is pretty much the first issue in the new Spider-Man 2099 series. They did actually used to have like a series of this comic ages ago, but now they've kind of rebooted it technically. And yeah, so if you want to know, this is actually kicking off back in Superior Spider-Man. This is where it all started, how Spider-Man 2099 travelled back from the year 2099 back to 2014 to stop his grandfather from dying or something like that, because if you don't know, the person who actually started Alchemax is his father or something like that. It's all messed up, but just read that on screen now there and you'll kind of catch up. But as we dive into the comic, we actually have a truck driver who actually comes to encounter pretty much this issue's villain, the kind of Terminator-like, just kind of comes out of nowhere and starts blowing stuff up. He actually looks pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of, you know, that giant robot out of Thor? I can't remember what it's called. Is it the Destroyer or something like that? I can't remember, but leave it in the comments below if you remember, guys. But yeah, so after all that devastation, we actually go to Miguel O'Hara. He is the identity of Spider-Man 2099, in case you guys didn't know. And right now he's actually just buying a really crappy apartment. But what I find really interesting is the fact that he actually won the lottery to buy this place and stuff like that. He actually has something on his wrist that lets him communicate with someone in the year 2099. And she actually told him the winning lottery numbers for that particular date in time. And that's how he got the money and stuff like that. It's freaking awesome. He basically travelled back in time to make himself rich right now. That's so far how it is. But this girl on screen now, I actually think that she's his love interest in the series. You know how Mary Jane is to Peter Parker? Well, this is how this girl is to Miguel. And he actually saved her. I think it was back in the Superior Spider-Man comics. He saved her from being mugged or something like that, but she was really ungrateful. I don't know. But yeah, so then we go to this awesome shot of Spider-Man in the air, and I absolutely love the art. It's fantastic. I actually kind of like it better than the current Amazing Spider-Man comics right now. And then we actually go back to our main villain, and obviously he's gone to Alchemax because it's something weird with this villain. He is actually from the year 2211 or something around then. One thing that I freaking love about this villain though is the fact that because he's from the future, if he's threatening to kill someone, he'll tell them how their future is going to be. So like, oh, you're going to have 2 kids, one of them's going to get hit by a car and stuff like that. And then he'll say your existence doesn't matter to the future, you don't really do anything, boom, and then he just kills them and stuff like that. It's pretty awesome. But then we actually go to Miguel O'Hara, and I think this is his grandfather, because in case you didn't know, the reason why Miguel O'Hara came back from the year 2099 was because his grandfather was going to get killed, and of course if his grandfather's going to get killed, then his dad won't be born, and then he won't be born, and so on. So yeah, his grandfather actually started Alchemax, the company, up, and then in the year 2099 he's actually the leading corporation, and he actually works for Alchemax in the year 2099, and now he's travelled back to the year 2014 and he's working for him here as well. Anyway, this villain is actually known as an adjuster, and he's from the year 2211 like I said earlier, but he works for a company in that year called Totem, and they actually prevent mistakes from happening. Now this adjuster has been sent back to the year 2014 because Spider-Man must do something whilst he's in this timeline that causes something to happen in the year 2211 or sometime in the future, and this adjuster has been sent back to stop Spider-Man from doing that by killing him. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's kind of like, I really like this idea because it's kind of like this guy has been sent back with a purpose, you know, like he's been created for a sole purpose and he's out on a mission, and especially because Spider-Man is wondering why he can't just be taken back to the year 2099, because Spider-Man is actually stuck in this timeline right now, in case you didn't know. So yeah, and it's actually found out that in the timeline that this adjuster guy comes from, time travel is actually illegal to people that don't have like a particular license to time travel. So in the year 2099, time travel is just like time travel, but in that year you kind of have to have a license, I suppose, which is freaking awesome because it's more like Spider-Man 2099's future, which is just awesome. But yeah, so he actually drops out the air vent in front of Liz Allen, and in case you didn't know, Liz Allen is actually one of the head people at Alchemax right now. And yeah, it kind of turns out that Spider-Man actually does something with Liz Allen that actually affects the future, and that's why this adjuster has been sent back in time to kill Spider-Man. because he does something with Liz Allen that does something to the future. So pretty much Spider-Man makes a deal with the Adjuster that the Adjuster is allowed to kill Liz Allen instead of Spider-Man so Spider-Man can live. And just as he fires up his weapon, Spider-Man does what Spider-Man does, and he actually webs his wrist and comes up with a plan and basically just pulls his weapon back into himself and just obliterates the Adjuster. One thing that I absolutely freaking love about the ending of this comic, though I don't know what it is, but the ending of comics are just amazing. What happens is Liz Allen knows that in order to get into the building you either have to break a window or walk through the front door, and obviously you're not going to be able to just walk through the front door if you're Spider-Man, and of course if a window was broken then you'd know about it. So Liz actually comes up with the idea that what if Spider-Man was actually already in the building in the first place when this Adjuster guy turned up, which means that she has the idea that Spider-Man actually works for Alchemax because he was already there in the building, he didn't have to break in. So she thinks that if he's actually working there, then maybe she can get him to work for her. That's just freaking crazy. I absolutely love this issue. Issue 1. I know I kind of spoke a bit too much about like the main story and stuff like that just because it's Spider-Man 2099 and I kind of wanted to explain to some people in case they didn't understand what's going on and stuff. So I apologise if I kind of spoke too much about time travel because time travel is confusing as hell. But yeah, so as in issue 1, I'd definitely pick up issue 2 as well just because of how interesting it was, and I think it's a nice game changer compared to the original Spider-Man as well, because in case you didn't know, this is actually happening alongside the Amazing Spider-Man as well, so maybe Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099 will actually run into each other again and they'll have like a team up. Maybe, not entirely sure, I hope so. But yeah, so I'm going to give this issue actually an 8 or a 9. Shall we go with an... yeah, I'll go with a 9 for this issue. Mainly because of just how interesting the time travel was and just what kind of stories it could lead to, especially because of this Adjuster guy kind of saying how the future's affected because of Spider-Man being there and stuff. So it's so awesome. So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about this comic and whether you guys like this video. Please hit the like button if you like my video. Please hit the subscribe button if you want more. I'll be doing other comics in the future. I think next it's the Amazing Spider-Man, then it's Ultimate Spider-Man again. And yeah, so I'll be doing issue 2 review of this comic as well. And I will see you guys in my next video.